Carlos Amorales was born in Mexico in 1970. He experiments on the limits between image and design with variety of media, animation, video, cinema, drawing, installations, performance, and sounds. Carlos Amorales studied in Amsterdam at the Gerrit Rietveld Academy between 1996 and 1997. He has also done residencies at the Atelier Calder in Sachet in 2012 and MAC/VAL in Vitry-sur-Seine in 2011 in France, and in the United States as a part of the Smithsonian Artist Research Fellowship Program in Washington 2010. His practice is based on different forms of translation, instruments that become characters in his films, letters that become forms and narratives that become body language. His work is interested in diverse forms in which we use language and its codes. He uses means of expression such as drawing, animation, sculpture, and performance, to name a few. In Mexico, he is represented by the Curimazutu Gallery, which is an art gallery dedicated to contemporary art located in Colonia de Chapultepec, Mexico.
He created a character called Amorales, who was supposed to be a wrestler. Because he wasn't that known as an artist, he started to promote these performances, and soon enough, people started to recognize the name of Amorales. They knew the wrestler, but not the artist behind the scene. Later, his character became famous before him, and finally, people began connecting the dots to relationate this character to the artist. He proceeded to leave the mantle of Amorales to another person. He stopped interpreting the character and had the idea to create two Amorales and start making them a lucha libre performance between Amorales and Amorales to show or represent the internal conflict or the fight of someone against himself.
For more than 10 years, starting in 1998, Amorales developed its project Archivo Líquido, which is a database of vectorial drawings that are used and reused by the artist for his wide field of artistic work, in addition to serving as support for those who want to approach art. This Archivo Líquido refers to the fact that just as a liquid takes the form of a container, the drawings in the archive will take the form of some work of art. During more than 10 years, the artist made drawings based on black silhouettes of images taken for photographs, magazines, books, internet, etc., that are found in the virtual space that he has called Liquid Archive, and that he has used as a tool to make animations, graphics, paintings, and sculptures. This being the first abstraction of the visual digital language. These abstractions resemble Dadaism. That's because he uses images and things and converts them into an artistic language that has no meaning until he makes it into a piece of art. When he used the archive to create art, that's when the Dadaist concept became like conceptual art. We can see this more clearly in Carlos Amorales' latest exhibition, Axiomas para la Acción, which is a review of 22 years of Carlos Amorales' career and emphasizes the conceptual aspects of his work.
Carlos himself considers that it is important that his works are shown in Mexico. Some of them have a personal inspiration like Black Cloud, which is based on his family. To be more specific, his grandmother, who was getting old through the years and started getting sick. And while he visited her in Torreon and started taking care of her, he had a vision while he was trying to get some sleep that came into his mind that was a very high place, almost identical as a church, full of black butterflies. At the moment, he did not know the meaning, but he realized that he had to do it. When he returned to Mexico, he talked with his team and finished it in his studio. He then began to exhibit it in a New York exposition and then all around the world. He considers that this piece of art is curious because he thinks that it has its own life. It is made by 40,000 butterflies, each one of them made of black paper and cut by a machine. And to plant this work, each one is spaced manually divided between a group of 10 to 15 people. This art was made by drawing a web base and then cut by a laser machine. It has a relationship with the butterflies as it fits well with the other work. The broken bird is a piece in a three-dimensional style made by cutting, dividing and shaping it in very small pieces. It's presented for the first time in 2008 to resemble the particular economic crisis of that time.
La vida en los pliegues is a very important installation in the production of Carlos Amorales, in which are some of the themes and techniques that characterize it: music, teamwork, and artisans, film, abstraction, and figuration. It's made up of three works: the first addressed language, through poems written in an illegible alphabet, which we can deduce with the ceramic ocarinas found on the tables. The second work is a graphic scores on the walls that can be executed in the ocarinic language. The third work refers to the image La Aldea Maldita, a 30-minute short film which he works with puppets handled by a puppeteer, which visually relates the journey of a family of migrants who finally arrive in a town that distrutes them and ends up lynching them. This is sadly a metaphor that amplifies the situation in Mexico.